So ye mama kwa basronko so e de bagana politics avenue so abusuan mama ye mbonra yesem abusuan so wo hwe ya no subscribe no share no hit e wo notification bell no so ama sense mi ba political hella ne so a na edipi ababedum abusuan enda wie ye be breaking word mamo say eye adubwan kopie mu court e ma de fourth prosecutorial witness e de ma EOCO e be kan sembi efa eye adubwan e ka say adubwan e ne salary crowd no nye salary bia esum bia nso no wohwe properties a no wa no odwene ho a onti ase abusua na sisi a nsema de abeto dwan eye adubuan ne lawyer a ye fe na Atta de nsem bia beto dwan se nsem na eye prosecution e kan na say witness ne kan no enye ne court ne kan onti ase into mon telecast eye nsem no fambra life no bia entia ase ye abusua nsem na ya project dia to screen nchen e de amount Adubuan's lawyer Akyea petition Chief Justice for live telecast of EOCO Investigator Frank Cromwell cross-examination. Abusuan ono na ye nsem a eye Akyea na se Adubuan lawyer no wa petition eye Chief Justice say eye nsem a eye court ne ka no ono ontiasia na so oni nimdie bi afa ontine ne onye de omon telecast ne enfambra live na anasa omo explain na obia e de enti ase bi ebusuan na nsem bi so a ekeka ho a ye de bebrem so subscribe na subscribe no share no hit on notification bell so amai
Madina to Tema to Impakadan to Akosombo, maybe Kumasi to Kumasi itself to Abripo Junction, Takrady Market Circle to Pedu Junction, something like that. You know, those kinds of journeys. That's what SkyTrain does, just to commute people and make it faster and also quite safer. And there's no traffic, so it's faster, isn't it? So the railway ministry became interested in the concept, but they asked the Ghana Infrastructure Fund to sort of lead the agenda. So what was this about? It was about a company that is domiciled in Mauritius, but it's also in South Africa, called SkyTrain. Now, this company is a financing company, okay, and it's interested in working with the Ministry of Railways in Ghana to achieve a financing option for Ghana to get SkyTrain. The financing option was also a build, operate, and transfer. They called it a BOP. That means the company builds with its money. Ghana provides, if it's land, Ghana provides the land. If it's electric poles, Ghana provides electric poles. Anything that is landed property, immovable property, that is to be attached to the projects, the host nation will provide it. So land, etc., all immovable property. Now, so Ghana provides that, and then they provide the resources, the money, the technology, and everything. They will run it for a certain period, usually a quarter of a century, that's 25 years, and they will hand it over to the government of Ghana or any other government. That's how the principle of build, operate, transfer works. Okay, so this was going to be a BOT, build, operate, transfer. Now, that company was going to fully finance it. They were not asking for money from the government of Ghana. So the taxpayer is not participating yet. Now, when the trains are ready, they will charge the people who take the train, you and I, Ghanaian people, and take the money. And they will take the money until the time they have found their money agreed upon. But they estimate that within 25 years, they should have found their money based on a calculation, statistical analysis of commuters from here to here, and a certain levy that they put in the equation that if we were to charge everyone 25 cedis for a journey of 1 kilometer, and so, how many years would it take us to get it, that kind of thing. So they do those things, and then they can come to a conclusion that we will run it for 25 years, and we will hand it over to the government of Ghana. There are a few things in the contract as usual, whether there's force majeure, which might delay something, or whether something happens. All of those contingencies are factored in the contract nonetheless. But fundamentally, all things being equal, they expect that if they work out the contract for 25 years, it will be able to hand over to the government of Ghana. So Ghana Infrastructure Fund is handling it. But here's a catch. The company that is doing it creates a special purpose vehicle, SPV. What is a special purpose vehicle? Special purpose vehicle is that this is a company that's working globally. So they work in Nigeria, they work in Kenya, they work in Singapore, and so they are doing this for Ghana. So they create a company that will be looking after the Ghana business. The money that they are going to invest in Ghana will go into that company. They'll form a company. That's the special purpose vehicle, which is normal in business, which is used to deliver the resources in the Ghanaian business. So that's what it is. And that's how come Ghana Infrastructure Fund became very important. So Ghana Infrastructure Fund became important because they now needed to pay this 2 million into the special purpose vehicle so that Ghana will have a stake in the company that is doing the BOT. A minimal stake. It's not a significant stake, a minimal stake, but something that allows Ghana to sit on the board, to know what is happening, to know how much money they've collected, to know what kind of repairs they are doing. So we don't sit down one day and then they bring a document to the Ministry of Railway and say that we have done repairs of 87 million, so pay us, etc., etc. So this is the reason that in modern times, where a special purpose vehicle is being created for a BOT, the beneficiary nation participates in the special purpose vehicle. And this is what we are seeing, hearing from the lawyers and seeing from the documents that happened. So the Ghana Infrastructure Fund invested the $2 million in the special purpose vehicle. So the special purpose vehicle was to build and operate the railway and hand over to the government of Ghana. Now, another reason why it's important for Ghana to participate in the special purpose vehicle is that the resources, the revenue, is going to be taken from Ghanaians. And so if there's a profit, all the profit goes to the company that is doing it. It is useful for the government of Ghana to participate in that company so that if profit comes, government of Ghana can benefit through the Ghana Infrastructure Fund, or if there is any information, the board seat that the Ghana Infrastructure Fund will get on the special purpose vehicle will allow them to know whatever is happening. If for some reason the project is hugely successful and the special purpose vehicle now has to be sold to a bigger company who wants it, maybe Virgin Train decides that they are buying this Ghana business of the special purpose vehicle so they can do other things in Ghana. They are an infrastructure company, and the company is valued 100 million at the time. GIF paid their 2 million, and it has now become 700 million. When they are buying it, the GIF will have the right either to sell its shares or to remain in it, something like that. So it generally gives Ghana a stake. So it's not a bad thing at all. In terms of policy-wise, it's an excellent decision to make if you can afford the $2 million or if you can afford whatever they are asking you to put for the special purpose. So this is what was done according to the document. So now, government of Ghana was now to acquire 2 million in shares in the company. What has happened in the court so far is that there has been information supplied to the court, and we don't know what the court is going to do with it. But information has been supplied to the court, which seems to confirm the fact that, yes, a certain 2 million was paid, and a certain 2 million was paid for the shares, and that the shares are available. Those shares are today, as we speak, registered in the name of the Ghana Infrastructure Fund. So the question is, why is the Sky Train? Yes, where is it? If they paid 2 million for a special purpose vehicle, where is the Sky Train? Let's move on. The Sky Train processes began before COVID, and I saw a headline on Joy FM, quite misleading, and I saw Franklin Kujo write about it, that they say that they couldn't do the Sky Train because of COVID. It's not as simple as that. You know, COVID has a role to play, but it's not simple like that. So what happened was that by the time COVID came, the project stalled and nothing happened. Which projects in the world did not get stalled at COVID? Every project in the world got stalled at COVID. Even the English Premier League got stalled at COVID. They didn't play the English Premier League in spite of the significant and humongous expenditure in the English Premier League. All sporting activities, Olympic Games was affected. It did not happen, did it? So when we say a project was stalled during COVID, it's not something that is rocket science that we have to keep explaining. So that's what happened. Now, nothing is, as they say in PG, nothing spoiled. Nothing is gone amiss. The project can continue, and this is what the lawyers are saying, that the project can continue today because the special purpose vehicle is still there, registered for the purpose of delivering SkyTrain in Ghana. Ghana Infrastructure Fund have shares equivalent to 2 million United States dollars with a share certificate paid, signed, sealed, and delivered in favor of the Ghana Infrastructure Fund. The shares are not for Ameya Okumfi and Solomon Asamoah. They are for the Ghana Infrastructure Fund and therefore the government of Ghana. It's as simple as that. That's what it is. That's what it is. So that's the first point. This is what the 2 million is for. It's not stolen money. It's not money that somebody has stolen, or this is what we have found. But all of this have been put before the court. We have to wait and see how the court rules on the matter as the days go ahead. Maybe next week sometime. Next week the court will rule on it, and when we will know, we'll come back here and tell you what the court has decided. Then the second issue is the issues of board approval. So there are two concerns, as I've said before. One, You paid 2 million. Where is the train? Where is the 2 million? We can't find it. And that answer has been given. The 2 million is in the shares in the special purpose vehicle. It remains in the shares today. Documents have been provided to help the court to come to that conclusion as well. Now, the second matter, you paid 2 million. Did you follow the procedure? Was there a procedural breach? And that's what has been happening, because somehow or rather, some of the old board members are part of the prosecution witness, and this has been the stock in trade of Dominic Kaini's prosecution. You always find him having a prosecution witness from amongst the people that he's investigating. Is always the case. It's allowed, no problem, but we live to see how it works in future. So they have some of the former members of the board who are on the prosecution side and suggesting to the prosecution that there was no board approval. Let's see the details of that. So I like to read this one. It says, the prosecution's entire causation theory rests on the bare assertion that the Ghana Infrastructure Fund Board never approved the investment, which is of 2 million. This is contradicted by a body of contemporaneous documentary evidence. Foremost among them is the signed board minutes of 24th October 2018, and that is part of the exhibits before the court. And that document record the CEO informing the board that, quote, following the approval by the board, US 2 million was to be invested in the project. These minutes were never corrected or challenged by any board member at the time. Despite the board's demonstrated practice of querying matters it found objectionable, you can see it in other examples where the board will query something that they found was not correct. This one was never queried. This is reinforced by an email on 22nd October 2018 circulated to the whole board stating the investment committee had already approved the project, which drew no objection. By the Ghana Infrastructure Fund's own annual reports, Exhibit 21 and 22, duly approved by the board, which lists the SkyTrain investment, and by the SkyTrain project's consistent characterization in GIF's internal records as an existing and approved project. Under Section 201 of the Companies Act, such signed minutes carry a statutory presumption of accuracy, standing as prima facie evidence of approval until the prosecution proves otherwise. So this is the answer to the question about whether or not there was board approval. And we have to be careful here, because there are board members who are on the prosecution's side as PWs, prosecution witnesses, who are saying that there was no approval. But there is an exhibit. That means a document. An exhibit just means a document. There's a document that is saying that the board, the chief executive was telling the board, and he quoted and said, following the approval by the board of 2 million. And there are other documents in terms of the annual report, all of which captures the fact that this has been approved by the board. If it wasn't approved by the board, it will not find its expression. It will not find expression in the annual report. So this is where we are. And this is one of the oral cases, and we'll see how it goes. We are going to thoroughly look at this. You know, politics is different. Politically, I can stand on the platform and say that Ameya Kofi has stolen 2 million. When we come to power, we will prosecute him. Operation Recover or Loot. You know, and I don't know whether this is part of what Dom Levo referred to as garbage. Dom Levo said the oral stories, most of it was garbage. Dom Levo was one of them. And another person said most of it was hearsay. Foreign Minister Ablakwa said the total amount of money to be recovered from oral will be 21 billion. And the Attorney General, when he went on an interview and was asked that, where are we getting the 21 billion? He threw Ablakwa under the bus. He said he didn't say it. He's the lawyer. He's the government's lawyer. He didn't say that Ghana was going to get 21 billion from oral. It was Ablakwa who said it. In effect, he says, go and ask Ablakwa. How do we go and ask Ablakwa? Ablakwa is foreign minister. He's watching World Cup. How do we go and ask him that he should come and show us where the oral 21 billion is? After he comes from the World Cup, he's gone to another meeting. And then he's gone to another meeting. The Attorney General is a government lawyer and the principal legal advisor to the government. If the Attorney General is denying that there's no 21 billion for us to expect, he should clearly say so. And he shouldn't tell us to go and ask another minister. We can't go and ask another minister. We are not that powerful. He, Attorney General, has a responsibility under the social contract to update Ghanaians on where we are on the 21 billion. He shouldn't be answering the question and say that it is somebody who said it. No, that's not cool. That's really not cool for a government lawyer who was himself part of oral. It's not cool. You go and do this, your oral. Then you come and tell us it's 21 billion. You present a document to the president. You say 21 billion. We are all waiting for it. And then suddenly you tell us that you didn't say it. Another person said it. It's not cool at all, is it? So perhaps, as sometimes some lawyers say, there's a bit of desperation to justify oral. And I can understand. I mean, it's political. There's a lot of political pressure. Why are you not jailing people? Why are you not jailing people? And that political pressure, it happens in the Fourth Republic. I've been covering these governments for a very long time. It happens. But if the center is not able to hold off the pressure, then it will be a disaster. And a lot of it comes out of the campaign. If the campaign goes very, very far in publishing allegations and making people excited about mere allegations, you're going to have a government where there's going to be enormous pressure on you to show the things that you promised. So perhaps this is what is happening. Let's see what the court will say about this story of Solomon Asamoah and the very venerable and respected Ameyawe Kumfi. I wish them good luck, and I hope that the court will see eye to eye with them when they come to look at their submission of no case. That's one story gone. Let's get on to the flood story, which I feel like crying when I have to talk about it. But just before then, though, were you looking at social media whilst the Black Stars were playing? Something significant happened. You have to change this as I go on here. No, I'm coming to Asedu Nketia. This will take after the break. I'll come to them now. I'm coming to Asedu Nketia and the 32 cows. I'm doing that story, and then I'll take a break and do this one. Okay, so they're going to change it and give me something else. Maybe they'll just... This is the flood people. I'll come to them in a minute. Yes. So, did you see something? Aha, it's coming now. Good. Let me wait for it. Okay. Thank you. I don't know whether you saw... Oh, I'm expanding this. Great. I don't know whether you saw this story. During the Black Stars, when Black Stars were playing beautiful football, I was watching social media and I saw, whoa, a guy, it has to do with the demolitions. Let me just do this one short. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll deal with the flood situation because we have a lot to say on it. A guy, he said he's a pastor. This gentleman, nice guy here. He said he's a sum sorry. Viewers, please, do you understand that? Sum sorry is spirituality, deep spirituality. You know, the one they can say your mother is a witch and your father is a witch and your auntie, the one who was born on Thursday, is the one who is bewitching you, and when you go to school, you can't learn because your grandfather in the village, he has locked your brain. You know, those kind of wild stories. That's sum sorry. Now, he says that he's a sum sorry guy, yeah? And he saw a demolition exercise going on. Should I show them the video before I explain? He saw a demolition exercise going on. Then he protested, as everyone does. There you see him in your video. There he is. You can see his wild protest. Later on, I'll show you the sound. But you can, if you read the caption, it says, I went to General Mosquito's house and killed 32 cows. He didn't kill the cows in Mosquito's house, though, but he was using Mosquito as a reference. He said that he's an NDC member. Nobody can take NDC from him. And look at the fight. And they went to demolish his church. And he's saying that inside the church where they are demolishing, he killed 32, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 32 cows. How do you kill cows? Is it by gun or by knife, or you slap them and they die, or you get machine gun from Ghana forces and kill them? How are you killing 32 cows? For the purpose of winning election. He said that he supported the NDC and that he killed 32 cows. Now, what excited me, not excited in that I'm happy, but what tickled me was that he made a reference. You see, the man is alleging something. He knows that what he's alleging is very wild. So he gave a witness. He said, Asedu Nketia is his witness. The party chairman, Wafa Johnson, is his witness that he had slaughtered 32 cows to support the NDC to win. In fact, he didn't just say support. He said he has slaughtered the 32 cows to ensure and guarantee that the NDC will win their election. And that his reference point, if we think that he's lying, is Johnson Asedu Nketia. This is the guy who spoke. Oh, why are they giving President Mahmoud? This is the guy who spoke. And this is Johnson Asedu Nketia, the chairman, my guy. You know, I'm big on his campaign, yeah. Johnson Asiedu Ketia knows how to be witness for killing of cows to win election. What is that? Is it juju? Is it juju? Well, what is going on? Okay, listen to the guy yourself, viewers. Please listen to the guy yourself, and then tell me if I'm exaggerating, because sometimes people say, "Hey, you can exaggerate." Oh, please watch the video.
Sema a course so a court when a day, a far a dubuan, our copy court, a fort a prosecution witness, Ebeka say, a dubuan, the salary and any properties or on, you know, it means a yes, can a car say a fan assassin. It's true, say a fan assassin, and a lawyer cast on Tiasia, a sema a prosecution witness in a can, intino, a court or more explaining things further to him, no Tiasia, not I read a broadcasting and fan to a life no be a Shibi. Ebusia subscribe na share na mind na nsem bebre e wo political headline so e de brem yadamase